Good morning, it's Margaret Eden at the University of Sewing and it's Facebook Live. And Eden's here with me today, so we have a very nice giveaway for you today. Actually, won't we turn this around? Ooh, turn that around. There we go. So this is one of the oven mitt apron patterns from the holiday collection we had from Northcott this past year. And this panel is going to be coming to you if you will be kind enough to please share. We're going to also give away with that panel this wonderful ombre bliss pattern from Northcott. It is very pretty. This is a great two-piece item thing here for you. You know, when you share our videos, what happens is more people get to know about us. We get an opportunity to grow. We get to make new friends, and we really do appreciate it. So if you will kindly hit the share button, then put your comment in the comments below. Just put in there you shared, and we will put you in the drawing to win these wonderful presents. So that's pretty cool, huh? So, all right, guys, we are going to show you a little bit of fabric today. If you did notice behind Eden, there's quite a bit here.
So we should thank Kathy and Suzanne for already sharing.
Thank you, guys. You're wonderful. We do appreciate it. You know, I do want to take a step back for just 1 second. Here, come on, Dave. You got to show them something here. So I do want to make a mention. There is all kinds of social media out there kind of giving everybody a little taste and a hint. Bernina is coming out with a new top-of-the-line sewing machine, and this guy is going to be pretty amazing. So we are going to have a beautiful group of things that are kind of come with the machine, but the machine itself is the real deal, guys. And if you are thinking that you might be interested in this, should give me a call and talk to me, because what we've got right now is a special VIP program for pre-purchasing of the top-of-the-line machine. You only need $1,000 down, and you can also get a VIP gift from the University of Sewing. We're going to do a few really wonderful things for those people. Free delivery to your home with this machine. And if you end up buying a cabinet, you are going to get a really great deal on that too. So come on.
Plus, you should invite people for next Friday too.
So next Friday, we are going to be up at Cedar Creek Brewery. That is in Martinsville. It's a wonderful little winery up there. If you've never been there, you really ought to come and visit just for that reason.
And it's actually three. It's a winery, a brewery, and a distillery, and it's a beautiful facility.
So we are going to be there from 6 o'clock until what? Maybe
they close at 8.
Okay, so we have to leave at 8 no matter what. And if you want to come up and have a conversation about this new sewing machine, it is going to be fabulous. We know a little bit, but we don't really know any features. We haven't seen what it looks like, but this is a really special opportunity. And if you want to come and see us, we have some special pricing for those people who are doing no financing and doing it with cash. We've got some special things for those folks who can't quite do it that way. That's okay too. And we want you to know what all the special deals are. We've got great trade-ins for you. You are going to be really amazed at what everybody thinks that this is so expensive. Well, maybe not. If you've got a trade-in, if you've got cash to do this, maybe it's not as expensive as you thought. So think about coming and seeing us up at Cedar Creek Brewery. If that doesn't work in your world, you are more than welcome to come in and see me here at the shop. I plan on being around quite a bit for the next few weeks, although I do have a couple classes coming up. And Eden, right over, I'm not sure where our class schedule is. Do we have it over there? I wanted to talk about class schedule anyway. So our class schedule starting, let's see. Guys, help me. Weeks here. Let's see. Oh, that's why that's on there. So we've still got, I think, a spot or two in our garment pattern fitting workshop, which is the 7th at 10:30 on, let's see, that'll be on Wednesday, and we're having Sewing Demystified on Thursday. And then Saturday, we have a Bernina mastery class, all-day version. So there's a little bit going on next week. Go ahead and keep an eye out for all that. Don't forget, in June, we have our youth sewing camps. And so all you have to do to see what classes we have coming up is just go online to our website at universityofsewing.com, and then you can go to the calendar and see what things are there. And then on the calendar, you can just click on that name of a class, and it'll take you right to the description. It'll tell you how much it's going to cost, what day, and so forth that's going to be. So hopefully that will be helpful for you. All right. So look at all the pretty fabrics we just got in. You know, you knew it was about time, didn't you, that we were going to get some wonderful fabrics in. So the first ones I want to show you are these beautiful stars on a field of like ombre looking. They're not a solid. They're definitely an ombre. And that, can you hold it tighter, honey? Yeah, there you go. All right. So there we go. Look at how beautiful those are. So we have this in 3 different colorways, and they are in that pretty blue. It's kind of a dark sky blue. Then we have it in these wonderful oranges with a little bit of yellow coming through. A lovely cream with gold stars on it. How pretty is that? And I think I need a whole bowl of that, guys. That's really nice. And then this lovely dark sky looking one where it's black with blue stars on it, and it looks kind of like there's clouds in the sky. So this is all from P&B Textiles, and it's called Starry Sky. And then it's, of course, just the colors on it. So I thought you would be interested in that. So, all right. Latest group of fabrics, and these are from Christina Quilts, Christa Watson's new line. It is called, I want to say it's called Dazzle Dots. Christa Watson does some really, really fun patterns. She has some lovely different things that are out here. So one of the patterns is this wonderful squares. And these are on really bright, pure colors, very nicely done. And we've got it in quite a group of different colors. So you've got this beautiful turquoise. We have a gray with blue squares on it, a gray on gray, light gray with dark gray, orange with red on it, and this beautiful mustard with a darker kind of brown on it for your squares. So really, really pretty. Would make great quilts as far as if you were looking for something. You know, what I kept on envisioning with these fabrics, and I'm going to show you the dots next, and there's some more squares over here too. But I am envisioning something where you've got a center shape, and then you have some sort of solid maybe, or one of the blenders that kind of have that solid look. I think it would be really fun, and I will bet a lot of kids' quilts could be made for using these colors. And most of you do not want to do, you know, kid fabric necessarily. You aren't putting a lot of, you know, sometimes we pick some images, but a lot of times what I see going on with kids' quilts right now is that you're picking traditional patterns, but you're picking some really fun fabrics. Well, this is a perfect choice for those. But if you look at these more sophisticated dots over here, like these 3 colors in particular, these could be a really fun. You could use it for narrow strips. It would really bring out a lot of color and some movement. And you have the opportunity to really make some fun things using these fabrics. Or maybe it's just the perfect fabric for a backing. Now, I know they're not 108 inches wide, but they are very beautiful. And I think they could be really fun fabrics to use in so many different things. So I wanted to bring these into, you know, our collection because right now we have a lot of solids, we have a lot of blenders, but we don't have anything quite like these, and I thought they would be a nice mixture with what fabrics we do have in the shop. So we were talking, I said that there was some more squares on square. So check out these. How about a dark blue with a lighter blue square on it? I love these particular ones are called Snazzy Squares. Great name for it. How about this one? If you want a pop of color, you've got it with this. So we've got this gorgeous one right here with this bright yellow with gray. The gray squares on it really kind of make it less neon, but it is kind of neon. So there's no two ways about that. So we have those.
This one looks very sporty.
Okay, sporty is what Eden says. So you guys can make up your mind what you think of that. Then we've got 3 more over here. And what we've got is this wonderful red with a cream square on it. So I find it really interesting, the juxtaposition of these two particular groups of this fabric, because you've got the circles and then you have the squares, and they have very different feels to me. So I am very, very fond of our beautiful colors here. So very lovely. So this one is your bright green, but the really standout of it is those chartreuse looking squares in it. And then if you want, you can go ahead and take off with the very end of it. So we have this beautiful purple with a lighter purple on the squares. So we have this beautiful purple with this lighter purple on it. And there you go. Very nice group of fabrics to show and add to your next quilting project. So I think you're going to find these are really fun. There's going to be a lot of things that you can do with them. And like I said, if you just wanted to use them for like maybe a piping or one of those flange quilts, boy, would that be a really fun piece to add to it. So I think those are going to be really something different, something nice. Hopefully you will find this is something that is going to make that next quilt a real standout. Okay, so we need to make some room here. So why don't you get these first? So we have now a group of wide backs that we just got in, and perhaps you are familiar with the Fossil Ferns. Now, Fossil Ferns is a Benetex's line. It's been very popular for a very long time, and we just started getting a little more of their fabrics. So the quality of their fabric has really, you know, at one point in time, I was a little indifferent about it, but it has definitely improved. They're right up there with all of our other wonderful fabrics in that they're nice and soft. They're really pretty. And the wonderful thing about Benetex's is we can get them again. Unlike some of our other companies, these guys reprint. So we have some beautiful, beautiful wide backs from them. And this red one is a first starter for it. 108 inches wide, really gorgeous. If you are needing something with a red background, this is going to be really, really pretty. So this is one for you. We also have it in 2 other colors.
No, Margaret, we've had lots of people that aren't even familiar with wide backs. That you have to kind of explain to them the size and why it's more economical, because they even look at the price when it's just on the rack.
It is true, because typically your wide backs are going to be anywhere from 17 to 20, maybe 24, sometimes even $29 a yard. Now, why is it so much more expensive? Because usually you can get your 44-inch wide fabrics From most of our companies, it's going to run anywhere from $11 up to about $15 a yard. So if what you're talking about is a typical fabric, it is half the width of this. This is basically, you are going to get something, so if you look at this, this is wider than our typical. I'm going to bring over a little bulb here so that we can show people. Okay, so this is your typical 44-inch wide fabric. Notice that this is more than twice as wide. Plus, when you unroll this, you're only getting, there is one piece. Okay, so we have one here and one here. Now on a wide back, look at what you're getting. This is folded over so that it has actually more than twice as much fabric in that same yardage. So one of the things that's really cool about a wide back, because it's 108 inches wide, and if it were just twice as wide as our 44-inch wide fabric, it would be 88 inches. Well, that's not what it is. It's 108. The 108 is for those of us who are doing quilts. Typically, you're trying to put this on a bed. Not always, but that's pretty common that you're going to put it on a bed. Now, our beds typically are 80 inches long. So if your bed is 80 inches long and you want the quilt to have a little bit of quilt hanging off the bed, and you want some potentially to go over your pillow, you need that 108 inch. And the long armor, who's going to quilt your quilt for you, typically wants 4 inches all the way around the actual size of your quilt. So if you look at a common, let's say a queen size quilt, commonly what we're looking at. So average, if I were to go over and, let's see. I wasn't prepared for this, so I apologize. Typically your quilt for a queen size quilt, I feel like is going to be in the neighborhood of, it's going to be something like at least 80 inches wide, because our mattresses are typically in the neighborhood of 60 inches wide for a queen size bed. So you'd have 10 inches off on either side. So typically it's going to be about 80 inches wide, and then it's going to be the 108 inches long. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's usually around less than 100. So this gives you the extra fabric. Your long armor wants 4 inches all the way around your quilt for your backing. And a lot of people, when they come in and they're very brand new to quilting, now I bet a lot of you already know this, but if you are brand new to quilting, you won't know this. So whatever your size of your quilt is, the long armor wants to have that extra 4 inches on all 4 sides so that they have something to pin the quilt backing to, that they can actually get your quilting to go off the edges, and you can just trim everything up, and then you can put your binding on it. So that's why these fabrics are wider. So as you can imagine, normally you would think, well, wouldn't they have to make this twice as expensive? If we're buying $12.50 a yard for 44 inches wide, why isn't this 25 inches or $25 a yard? Well, it doesn't need to be, because apparently when they weave the fabric and they print, because they have everything already set up for these types of things, they only usually, like I said, you can find a lot of wide backs in the $20 price range, which I believe is what these guys are. Let's take a look. $20 a yard. I was dead on. So these are $20 a yard. They're not quite double what you typically would pay for twice the amount of fabric, but that's what you can get. Now, some of you are going to say, well, Margaret, do I have to buy this only for a backing of a quilt? Of course not. This is the very same fabric that you can use this for a quilt. You can, I've seen people take some of these wide backs and make clothes out of them. So depending on the quality of it and the print, you may want to do something like that too. So if you are looking to buy something and you see this fabric and you say that's perfect for my project, we can cut a 1/4 yard off of this. It's just going to be a little more expensive because it's twice as wide. So just so you know how this all rolls. So this gorgeous purple and pink is another one of our Fossil Fern Benitex fabrics. And the last one we have of this style is this gorgeous, these are kind of a lipstick peach color, really, really pretty, guys. Very beautiful. It's got almost a little bit of a sheen to it. Not really shiny, but just a little bit of a sheen. Very, very pretty. And so I hope that one of those 3 might work for one of your projects. But if it doesn't, we've got some other ones to show you. And how about something here? This one is called Color Flow. And look how cool that is. There's a lot of movement in this fabric. It's very pretty. It is, if you are someone who is just getting into starting your own machine quilting on your own quilts, maybe this is a good one because it would probably kind of hide little imperfections. So we've got this in both this gorgeous blue and this
wouldn't be a bad one to practice free motion on
No,
either.
not at all. You could practice your free motion trying to get these wonderful kinds of swoops in. So we have this in this pretty blue. It does have some really lovely shades of blue in it. And then check out this one in the browns and coppers. How cool is that? Again, the line is called Color Flow. It is another Benitex fabric. And it is quite exceptional. I tell you what, this one just makes me happy every time I see them. So these are really fun, guys. I think you will really enjoy them. And those are the new ones that have come in. Now, I've pulled a couple of ones that we are at the end of our... When I say the end of our bolt, when we get in these wide backs, they typically come in anywhere from 15 to 18 yards. So when we get down to like this one, I'm down to 4 yards on it. So what we're gonna do on these, because I am down yardage, these are almost ready to go out the door. They're at the final, we've got maybe 1 to 2 quilts out of these. So what I'm doing right now is I am showing you all these beautiful fabrics. And what I want to tell you is that if you are interested in any of these, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 7 of them here. I want to pull this one out in particular and show you in a second. These 6 bolts, if there's any of these you are interested for a quilt back, there is between 3 and 5 yards on most of these pieces. You do not have to get the entire thing, but I am going to be putting these, all 7 of these, I'm going to be putting online in our sale category, and you can get as much of them as you want. If you only want 1 yard or if you want the whole piece, it'll say what's left on the bolt, but these are going to be put in our clearance section here in just a little bit. They are going to run our section for clearance doesn't say clearance. What it says is sales. So our fabric sale section, these are going to go from their normal price. They are going to be $12 a yard. So they are going to be quite a good discount. And then you can go ahead and get what you wish out of them. Like I said, you don't have to buy the entire yardage that we're offering, but I wanted to let you know I was going to do this. This particular piece is the, by the way, you probably recognize the 3 cave pieces. There's 3 cave pieces. There's one, the other ones are just kind of a normal wide backs, but the cave pieces, we're down to the last bit of them, so I'm gonna let them go for a sale price. The last one here is from Soar, It's a beautiful scenery where you have the mountains and then there's a lake and there's all kinds of lovely parts to this. It goes into kind of forest and so forth. This could be a lot of fun. I have used this particular fabric to do an entire quilt for my nephew, who, by the way, is going to come and visit me today. So, oh, actually, I did for his dad. I didn't do it for my nephew. So this one is, and I actually have a lap quilt for myself out of it. I think it's so pretty. So what you can do with this, if you wanted to, is you can just take your couple of, if you want it 72 inches wide, or if you want it wider, you can go ahead and buy the yardage, and you could do an entire, just a big panel kind of idea and quilt. So they're all 108 inches wide. It is a really lovely group of fabrics. And like I said, this is not something I commonly do, but we are making some room for some new materials. So this wide back group selection, you can go ahead and take a look at that just a little bit later today. Or if you see something right now that you really like, we are going to be getting off the air here in just a moment, and you can call us and say, hey, Margaret, I really like those caves, or I really like that green fabric. Can I go ahead and purchase that? And we'll do it right over the phone for you. It would be really easy. So,
one on the rack in the back, you wanted to show the two?
Okay. Oh, the two fabrics, the last thing we're going to do. So, he reminded me of something really special we just got in, and I forgot about it because I was all excited about the wide backs. All right, so we are going to go ahead and show off two Italian Emanuel Ungaro fabrics that we just got in. So these are silk, and you know what? I know some of you say, well, I don't really have anywhere to wear that, Margaret. That's not true. You have been invited to a wedding this summer. You've been invited to one in the fall. You have something wonderful to go to. We all do. And you may really want something very lovely to go to your next event. And what I will tell you is these particular fabrics are amazing. This one in my hands right here, this is an amazing piece. And Dave, if you can you get up closer to the weave of this? Because it's really hard for me to tell you just how lovely this fabric is. If you kind of look in there, it has an amazing texture to it. It feels wonderful against your skin. And guess what, guys? We've got some lycra in this. So this is going to be super comfortable. Make your next dress, skirt, or top out of it, and it is going to just be breathtaking. If this is something you're really liking, you will find it. I'm going to have Dave, why don't you come over here and just get the number off of it, so if people like it, they can go ahead and get that. All you have to do is put those numbers in the system on the website, and it'll come up right away, no problem. Now, what we're going to do is show you the second one. And I don't typically buy a ton of these kind of fabrics, but I really wanted these two because I thought they were very special. Yes, this has a pink background. And Dave, again, you need to come and show people the weave on this. It has a damask weave on it. This one, again, is a beautiful material. This is actually silk and wool, and these are both Ungaro fabrics. They are Paris designed, Italian made, and here we go. Again, I'm going to show people the numbers off of those. And if you want a little sample to see if this is what you like, because they aren't the least expensive fabrics I've got in the shop. If you want a sample of it, I have the samples that I can send you, and you can take a look at and see if you like the colors, if it's what you're looking for. These will make an extraordinarily beautiful thing. You will probably want to line the pink one. It could be actually probably if you're familiar with your flat lining, I think this is a perfect for that category. This one does not have stretch in it except for some just natural stretch in the weave, but it isn't stretchy. The black one definitely has the stretch in it. And these are extremely special. I doubt we will have them very long. Please go ahead and take a look at those. I think they are really lovely and it might make your next outfit just amazing. So I will talk to you guys next Friday for Facebook Live, and we'll have more information for you. Next Friday's really going to be special because we're going to be coming out with a whole bunch more things on that new Bernina sewing machine. So if you're, I can't tell you what it does and I can't tell you what it looks like, but I can tell you a couple things. I have a little baby pieces of information, but it's so much fun. We are going to be, I'm going to get one. So just so you know, I'm going to get one. So I'm so excited and I want you to be part of it too. Let's get your number and put you in line for that VIP experience with buying this special sewing machine. Everybody have a wonderful Saturday and we will see you next week for Facebook Live.